Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are diving into something absolutely extraordinary. We're looking at how a simple game, just a round ball on a pitch, becomes a universal language. But let me be crystal clear right out of the gate. We are not going to be looking at just statistics, tactics, or, those billion-dollar television deals today. Instead, we're going to uncover the very soul of the Spanish-speaking world. We are talking about a phenomenon where literally millions of hearts beat as one.
So really get this, I need you to step into the scene with me. So picture this for just a second. The final whistle hasn't blown yet. You've got 90,000 fans standing in the stadium and millions more. They're glued to these giant screens in city squares, neighborhood cafes, beaches, and living rooms all across the globe. Everyone is holding their collective breath. There's this tense, heavy, almost silent anticipation that just completely wraps around entire continents right before history is made. And then the silence shatters. Goal! It's this unbelievable shout delivered with an energetic, rhythmic passion that perfectly mimics the iconic stretch of a commentator's vocal cords. That single word echoes louder than absolutely anything else. Actually, it's so powerful that during the 2018 World Cup, celebrating fans in Mexico City jumped so hard they actually triggered artificial earthquake sensors. I mean, it rings out simultaneously across Mexico City, Madrid, Buenos Aires, Bogotá, and Santiago. Strangers are suddenly hugging like they've known each other for years, and fireworks are painting the night sky.
Because you see, a goal isn't just a point added to a scoreboard. Not even close. It's an absolute explosion of emotion. It's hope, it's pride, it's family, and it's history. Every single time that ball hits the back of the net, it's the beautiful culmination of every dream that has ever been kicked across a dusty neighborhood field. Okay, let's dive into this by starting at the absolute micro level. Long before the massive stadiums and the global icons, the journey of a legend begins with the sheer magic of the first kick. It doesn't require wealth, not at all. It might just start with a ball with cloth, some old socks tied together, or honestly, even a plastic bottle. A pair of shoes becomes one goalpost, a backpack becomes the other, and suddenly, fueled entirely by imagination, one simple kick transforms a dusty street into a World Cup final. And what that simple street game creates is the ultimate universal equalizer. Once that ball begins to roll, football doesn't ask where you were born, it really doesn't care about your family's wealth, and it definitely doesn't judge your accent. For those 90 minutes, daily struggles just disappear. Arguments fade away. Borders suddenly seem so much smaller. The game miraculously turns absolute strangers in these massive, sprawling cities into one enormous, unified family. Moving on to Section 1, Heartbeat of a Region. Woven into identity. And this brilliantly illustrates how this shared identity expresses itself locally. Just look at the vibe across different countries. In Spain, you have these magnificent stadiums that basically act as cathedrals of red and gold, echoing with unwavering loyalty. Over in Mexico, the celebrations blend mariachi music, fireworks, and dancing colors. Down in Argentina, well, football isn't a hobby there. It's practically a way of breathing amidst oceans of sky blue and white. And in Colombia, joy arrives with rhythm, salsa music, and football sharing the exact same heartbeat. They all celebrate with their own distinct flavors, yet they speak the exact same universal language. Just look at how the escalating tension plays out on a typical World Cup match day. The morning starts off with families preparing traditional food and decking out their homes in national colors. By the afternoon, the cafes are absolutely packed with people intensely debating tactics and sharing predictions. Then, pre-match hits. Hands are placed on hearts and voices rise together for the national anthem. It's like a promise that millions are standing together. Finally, kickoff. The ordinary routine completely stops, and living rooms instantly transform into passionate commentary booths. Next up, Section 2, Cathedrals of Dreams. Inside the stadium. The narrative tension of these matches is just incredible. It actually starts in absolute silence, boots being tied in a quiet dressing room where players might kiss family photos or say a quiet prayer. Then the tunnel doors open to this blinding light and an erupting volcano of 90,000 roaring voices. That's followed by the perfect, breathtaking pass on the emerald grass, and finally, the net ripples, creating a moment that will literally last forever. Now, I want to anchor our explainer right here on this specific number, 90. Because for 90 minutes, time entirely stands still. Age disappears, language barriers just vanish. Millions of hearts sync up to a single unified rhythm. Within these 90 minutes, a fractured world actually finds a way to operate as one. The atmosphere within those 90 minutes is pure magic, and it's built on these incredibly rich sensory rituals. outside the gates, you have the amazing aroma of freshly grilled food. Seriously, the sheer amount of choripán consumed outside an Argentine stadium on match day practically defies the laws of physics. And you've got street musicians playing songs every fan knows by heart. Inside, it's emerald green grass beneath brilliant floodlights, with drum beats and trumpets echoing and answering each other from opposite corners. These arenas, they whisper stories of shared tears over impossible comebacks and legendary captains long after the crowds have left. Ultimately, it's about finding hope, because every single match offers a brand new sunrise. Which brings us to Section 3, the 12th player, giving the game its soul. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the contrast. Think about it. If you have 22 players, a referee, and total silence on the pitch, technically a match is still being played. But, it's just a game. The true soul of football, that's the songs, the flags, the drums, and a million voices. It proves that while the superstar athletes on the pitch may score the goals and the coaches might drop the tactics, it is undeniably the fans who provide the magic. There's a quote here that perfectly captures this feeling. The World Cup doesn't begin when the referee blows the whistle. It begins the moment an entire nation starts believing. Belief is the true fuel of football. It's what sustains the fans, keeping them singing and waving their scarves even when the scoreboard is fiercely against them. True supporters don't just disappear during the difficult moments. They simply sing louder. And let me tell you, the dedication of this 12th player is intensely real. Fans will spend years saving money for a single journey, crossing oceans and deserts, sleeping in airports just to be there. At home, they're waking up in the middle of the night to fight time zones or huddling around tiny TVs powered by generators. And through all this intense rivalry, we see the absolute most beautiful moments of humanity, like opposing fans helping visitors find their seats and exchanging scarves and friendship right after the final whistle. Which brings us to a final, provocative question to close out our explainer today. If 90 minutes of a game can unite a fractured world and teach us how to celebrate each other respectfully, what can we learn from the beautiful game in our everyday lives? It's something truly profound to ponder. How can the unity, the respect, the shared humanity, and that pure joy found in a simple game of football be applied to build a kinder, more connected world every single day? I really hope this journey gave you a new appreciation for the heartbeat of this global family. Keep learning, keep believing, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.